Imagine a spacecraft, small and silent, traveling alone through the coldest reaches of space, far beyond the warm glow of our sun. This isn't science fiction. This is Voyager 2. Launched by NASA in 1977, it was built to be humanity's cosmic messenger, a vessel not just of instruments and metal, but of dreams and data. For more than 4 decades, Voyager 2 has been drifting through the interstellar void, far from the planets it once photographed. Scientists expected it to gradually fade into silence as its power dwindled. And for a while, it did. But then, something changed. In 2023, the Deep Space Network, NASA's vast system of giant radio antennas, picked up something unexpected. Voyager 2 had sent a signal back to Earth. But this wasn't a routine transmission. The data wasn't random or corrupted. It had structure, order, and something deeply strange. At first, scientists thought it might be a system glitch, a brief electronic hiccup caused by radiation or a power fluctuation. But when they decoded the signal, what they found stunned them. The message appeared to be a pattern. Not just data about space, but a warning. Voyager 2 was never intended to be a sentinel. It wasn't built to detect threats or send alerts. Its instruments measure magnetic fields, plasma waves, cosmic rays. But this signal was different. It carried a subtle but persistent sequence, repeated multiple times across different frequencies. Scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory began poring over the raw binary code, comparing it to decades of telemetry from the spacecraft. What they found was a deviation, a signature buried deep in the data stream, that hadn't been seen before. It wasn't caused by the spacecraft's motion, orientation, or instruments. And it wasn't interference from Earth. The source was somewhere near Voyager 2, or perhaps not near it at all. Before we dive into what this mysterious pattern could mean, let's rewind a bit and understand just how far Voyager 2 has traveled. After launching in 1977, it visited Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, still the only spacecraft to have flown past the ice giants. After its planetary tour, it continued outward, escaping the Sun's gravitational grip. In 2018, Voyager 2 entered interstellar space, crossing the heliopause, the invisible boundary where the solar wind ends and the cold, dense plasma of the interstellar medium begins. In this region, space isn't truly empty. It's filled with strange particles, magnetic fields, and cosmic radiation. And it is here, more than 20 billion kilometers from Earth, that Voyager 2 has been slowly transmitting data. Its power source, a nuclear battery, weakens with every passing year. Most of its instruments have been shut down to preserve energy. Only a few still function, just enough to whisper fragments of cosmic insight back home. That's why this new signal was so surprising. Not only was Voyager 2 still alive, it was behaving in ways it never had before. Engineers checked everything: signal strength, antenna alignment, frequency drift, power output. Nothing explained the anomaly. Even more unsettling, Voyager 1, its twin, also in interstellar space, did not show the same behavior. Then came another twist. When scientists attempted to re-establish clearer communication with Voyager 2, something astonishing happened. The probe responded, but not in the usual handshake protocol. It sent a burst of tightly modulated pulses, resembling old telemetry but with key differences. The message repeated again and again. And then, silence. Had the spacecraft tried to tell us something? Was it malfunctioning, or had it encountered something entirely foreign? The question sent shockwaves through the astrophysics community. Some proposed that the strange signals might be caused by interaction with exotic interstellar plasma. Others speculated about gravitational distortions, possibly from dark matter clumps, or even microscopic black holes, theoretical objects with immense mass compressed into tiny volumes, invisible but powerful. Still others whispered of more radical possibilities, the idea that Voyager 2 might have encountered something unknown. Not an alien civilization, but perhaps a phenomenon so rare, so strange, that our current science has no framework for it. Could the pattern be a natural response from a cosmic structure? Like a pulsar, but closer and far more complex? Or could it be Voyager 2 itself becoming a kind of artificial anomaly, transformed by deep space into something unpredictable? These may sound like science fiction, but history reminds us that many discoveries once seemed outlandish until proven. Radio signals from pulsars, for example, were once nicknamed "little green men" because their regularity mimicked artificial origin. Today, they're a cornerstone of astrophysics. But Voyager 2's signal lacked that kind of regular rhythm. It was ordered but asymmetrical. Mathematical but not periodic. Almost deliberate. Meanwhile, NASA continued to attempt contact. Weeks passed. Another signal arrived, this one weaker, slower, like an echo fading in the dark. Embedded in it were more patterns. Spectrographic analysis revealed fluctuations in frequency that mimicked a kind of resonance, almost like the spacecraft was singing in response to some external force. Could interstellar space itself be more dynamic than we thought? Could there be structures, plasma filaments, magnetic vortices, or spacetime ripples that interact with spacecraft electronics? Voyager 2 may be drifting through a region of space that warps electromagnetic fields in unusual ways. Or perhaps the ancient craft is simply suffering the slow decay of its aging circuits, and what we're hearing is the death rattle of a machine pushed far beyond its limits. Yet the mystery doesn't end there. Months after the initial signal, another anomaly surfaced. Researchers monitoring deep space emissions noticed a faint, mirrored reflection of Voyager 2's frequency, coming not from the probe, but from somewhere nearby. As if the signal had bounced off something, or been duplicated by an object we couldn't see. This raised more questions than answers. What could reflect radio signals in deep space? Could it be a cloud of charged particles or a solid object? An asteroid, perhaps, or worse, a piece of Voyager itself broken off and floating? Or was it something entirely new? As theories grew, so did the legend. Online forums buzzed with speculation. Some claimed the signal was a distress call. Others believed Voyager 2 had triggered a cosmic alarm, awakening something that had never been touched before. Some even speculated about alien artifacts, ancient and dormant, now disturbed by the passing of a lonely machine from Earth. NASA, of course, remains cautious. The official explanation is that the signal anomalies are likely caused by a combination of low-power, aging systems, and unpredictable conditions in interstellar space. But even they admit, we've never seen anything quite like this. So what happens next? Voyager 2 will continue its journey, moving ever farther from our solar system. Eventually, its power source will fail, and the last whispers of its signal will fade. But before that happens, scientists are racing to extract every possible bit of data. Each transmission, no matter how small, is a precious clue. A breadcrumb trail from a spacecraft that is now farther from us than any human-made object in history, and possibly closer than ever to unlocking a secret we didn't know existed. As you sit watching this, remember, there is a machine out there, 20 billion kilometers from home, still speaking across the void. A human creation, drifting alone in a place no eye will ever see, sending messages we can barely understand. What if those messages are trying to tell us something urgent? What if the edge of the solar system isn't a boundary, but a threshold? And what if Voyager 2 just crossed into something else? Keep watching the skies, and keep listening. Because the universe just spoke. And it used Voyager 2 to say something we're only beginning to hear. This is Discovery at 2.0, and the cosmos is calling.